she's good, isn't she? Wow. Blake Narramore's on the inside on the pole position in the 49D from Peoria. Chris Smith in the 52, row number 2 on the inside. He's from up in the Princeton area. Jonathan Shuck, he's one of our regulars in the 30, the green number 30, row number 2 on the outside. And let's see, back there in the 05, one of our Saturday night regulars, Leon Adcock in the 05. 4 laps of distance in each of our heat racing events today. Well, we got one spinning already in the 30 of Jonathan Shuck sideways down in turn number 2. Here we go, one down, this time by 3 laps remaining. Dave Rogie out of that number 1 position. Blake Narramore in that second spot. They're side by side for the number 3 position. Leon Adcock in the 05. Oh, we got him slowing down for some reason back here. Okay, here we go one more time out of turn number 4, 4 laps to go. Heat race number 1 in our Hornet division. Leon Adcock sideways down there in turn number 2. Dave Rogie out in that number 1 position. Blake Narramore in that second spot. One down this time by 3 laps remaining. Chris Smith in that number 3 position. Jonathan Shuck in that 4th spot. Way back in the number 5 position, the 05 of Leon Adcock. Halfway this time by with 2 laps remaining. Dave Rogie out in that number 1 position. Blake Narramore still in that second spot. Chris Smith in the number 3 position. Leon Adcock in the 05, way back in that 5th spot. White flag this time by with 1 lap remaining. Blake Narramore still in the number 2 position. Ooh, a close one for that number 3 position down the back straightaway. Jonathan Shuck in that 3rd spot. And this time on a turn number 4, the checkout flag falls for Dave Rogie. Okay, heat race number 2, also 4 laps in distance. Starting on the front row pole position in the R64 is Ricky Lucard. On the outside of row number 1, driving car number 8E is Tim Huey. Row number 2 on the inside, driving car 77 is Ray Bollinger. Row number 2 on the outside, driving car number 5 is Rick Ford. And starting in that last position, driving car 4, LJ, is Jim Sorrell. down in that number 1 position. Ray Bollinger in that second spot. Back in the number 3 position, a car 5 of Rick Bork. Here's your leaders out at turn number 4. 1 down this time by Ricky Lucard in that number 4 position. In that 5th spot, the 4LJ of Jim Sorrell. Tim Lewing, your leader over in turn number 3. Now side by side for the number 1 spot. Halfway this time by with 2 laps remaining. Ray Bollinger to the inside of turn number 2, taking over that number 1 position. Tim Ewing in that second spot. Back in the number 3 position, a car 5 of Rick Bork. Wave of the white flag this time by, 1 lap remaining. Ray Bollinger, your leader, down in turn number 1. Tim Ewing in that second spot. Rick Bork in the number 3 position. And this time as he heads out of turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Ray Bollinger. Tim Ewing in the number 2 position. Rick Bork in that 3rd spot. Ricky Lucard in the number 4 position. Jim Sorrell is finishing in that 5th spot. Race number 3 in our Hornet division. In the 00, Corey Bragg. In the 68, Tom Cabral. In the 18, Jimmy Grant. In the 289, Doug Sauter. In the 8X, Adam Darling. Whoa, we got one sideways over there in turn number 2, the 68 of Tom Cabral. Here's your leader out at turn number 4, the 00, Corey Bragg, but maybe not for long. Here comes the 8X, Adam Darling. Side by side for the number 1 position, Adam Darling taking over that top spot. Doug Sauter on the move in the 289, side by side for the number 2 position. Doug Sauter taking over that second spot. Jimmy Grant in the number 3 position. Corey Bragg back to that 4th spot. Here comes Tom Cabral back in the number 5 position. Jimmy Grant side by side for the number 2 position. White flag this time by with 1 lap to go. Jimmy Grant in the number 2 position. Doug Sauter right beside him in that 3rd spot. Corey Bragg in the number 4 position. And this time as he heads out of turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Adam Darling. And your winner of heat race number 3. In our Hornet division, driving car number 8X, a big round of applause for Adam Darling. In the 99, Tim Bennett in the T2, and Jason Grant in the G64. Here we go out of turn number 4. 4 laps to distance. Heat race number 4 in our Hornet division. Rick Kuhn in that number 1 position. Rick Bardo in that 2nd spot. top two positions in turn number 3. Tim Bennett to the low side, turn number 4. White flag this time by with 1 lap to go. Tim Bennett, your leader on the backstretch. Rick Kuhn in that second spot. Jeff Seitz in the number 3 position. At this time, as he heads on to turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Tim Bennett. Okay, we got Leon Adcock coming over here in the 05. He'll fill in for the 5. Okay, here we go, round number 2. If you don't win this one, you're eliminated from the competition. Jeff Seitz out in the number 1 position. Tom Cabral in that second spot. Ricky Lucar now in the number 3 position. Chris Smith in that 4th spot. Leon Adcock in the number 5 position. Who went into the tires down there in turn number 4. Guys, can we get the tire pushed back in over here in turn 4? Okay, here we go one more time on a turn number 4. 4 laps to go. Round number 2 in our Hornet division. Heads up, guys. We got a loose tire over here on the front straightaway. Here we go one more time on a turn number 4. Jeff Seitz out of that number 1 position. They're side by side for that second spot. Chris Smith on the high side, turn number 2. Tom Cabral on the inside. Chris Smith taking back the number 2 position. Side by side for that 3rd spot. 2 official laps complete. This time by the way for the white flag with 1 lap remaining. White flag for Jeff Seitz in the 99. Chris Smith in the number 2 position. Ricky Lucard in that 3rd spot. Tom Cabral in the number 4 position. And the checker flag falls for Jeff Sides. Number 2, heat number 2, in the G64, Jason Grant. In the 49D, Blake Naramore. In the 4LJ, Jim Sorrell. In the 289, Doug Sauter. In the 30, Jonathan Schuck. Jason Grant in the number 1 position. Blake Naramore in that 2nd spot. Doug Sauter in the number 3 position. 3 abreast on the turn number 4 for the number 1 position. 1 down this time by 3 laps remaining. Once again, 3 abreast on a turn number 2 down the back straightaway for the number 1 spot. It'll be 2 down this time by at the halfway point. 2 laps remaining. Boy, these guys are going for it, I'm telling you. Here comes Doug Sauter in the number 1 position. Woo! Jason Grant in the 2nd spot. Blake Naramore in the number 3 position. White flag this time by 1 lap to go. Here they come on a turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Doug Sauter. Doug Sauter, your winner. He raced number 2, round number 2 in our Hornet division. Heat number 3, round number 2. Rick Kuhn in the 16. Tim Ewing in the 8E. Jimmy Grant in the 18. Corey Bragg in a 00. Rick Barno in the 00. This time by Tim Ewing in the number 1 position. Rick Kuhn in that 2nd spot. Jimmy Grant in the number 3 position. Rick Barno now taking over that 3rd spot for a 2nd. This time on a turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Tim Ewing. Tim Ewing in the 8E, Doug Sauter in the 289, Jeff Seitz in the 99. The winner two, go. Who's going to win out of these three? We're starting them three abreast out of turn number 4. Who do you think? Let's see who's the favorite. Tim Ewing in the 80. Who do you think's going to win it? How about Doug Sauter in the 289? How about Jeff Seitz in the 99? Boy, it sounds pretty equal, don't it? Here we go. 4 laps to go. Jeff Seitz in the number 1 position. Doug Sauter, Tim Ewing side by side for that second spot. 1 down this time by 3 laps to go. Waving the green flag this time by 2 laps remaining. White flag that time by Jeff Seitz pulling away in that number 1 spot. Doug Sauter in the number 2 position. Tim Ewing in that 3rd spot. And this time as he heads out of turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Jeff Seitz. Doug Sauter finishing in that number 2 position. Tim Ewing in that 3rd spot. Okay, one of these guys will be eliminated. Adam Darling in the 8X, Ray Bollinger in the 77. Who's it gonna be? We're gonna find out in 4 short laps. Ray Bollinger in the 77 in the number 1 position. Adam Darling in that 2nd spot. Here's your leader, the 77, Ray Bollinger. I think Adam Darling has a problem with that 8X, shifting-wise, maybe. Might as well throw the checker there, Chucky, if you can. Throw your checker. We got a winner. Okay, here's how this is going to work right here. If the 48 and the 2T, one of those cars wins, fine. If the 99 wins this one, we'll run them one more time. Because the 99 is out of the loser's bracket. The 48, the 2T is out of the winner's bracket. If the 99 would win, we'll run them one more time. Out of turn number 2 for that top position. Dave Rogie, the 48, taking over that number 1 spot. 1 down this time by 3 laps remaining. Embedded in that 2nd spot. Jeff Seitz in the number 3 position. Halfway this time by with 2 laps remaining. Rogie, your leader down in turn number 4. White flag this time by. Tim Bennett in the number 2 position. Jeff Seitz in that 3rd spot. And this time on a turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Dave Rogie. Got a couple of the old sprint cars out there. The number 90, that's a 1968 McCarl. I believe that's got a 327 Chevrolet engine in it. The number 18, that's one of the old Rocky Williams sprint cars built back around 1960. I believe that's got a small block 350 Chevrolet in the 18. That's the old Poison Wheel that Rocky Williams drove back in the old Mississippi Valley racing days. Former Mississippi Valley point champion. Okay, here we go. King of the Hill in our Hornet division. Dave Rogie in the 48, Ray Bollinger in the 77, Tim Bennett in the 2T. Oh, Ray Bollinger sideways down there in turn number 2. Dave Rogie, Tim Bennett side by side for the number 1 position. One down, this time by 3 laps remaining. Dave Rogie at the line in the number 1 position. Tim Bennett in that 2nd spot. Ray Bollinger back in the number 3 position. Halfway this time by 2 laps remaining. Tim Bennett in that 2nd spot. This time by the wave of the white flag with 1 lap remaining. Dave Rogie in the number 1 spot, Tim Bennett in the number 2 position. Half a lap to go in our feature event. And this time as they hit on a turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Dave Rogie. Tim Bennett in the number 2 position, and Ray Bollinger finishing in that 3rd spot. Here's your winner of our Hornet King of the Hill for 2003, representing the Bureau County Speedway up in Princeton, Illinois. How about a big round of applause for Dave Rogie? Kookie Wetzel from up in Princeton, Illinois. That car was raced here quite a few years ago in our King of the Hill competition. We're trying to check and see. We think it's Frank Schickel Sr. driving the car. That's Frank Sr.? It is, okay. Ron Wilson from over in Pekin's got the 1930 Ford Plymouth stock car coupe. That's got an inline six-cylinder Chrysler motor in it. Here comes Herb Shannon in his 32 Ford. Kids, if you want to be in the Candy Dash, Crumble the Crown is having it right now, right behind the grandstands. If you want to follow him back there, Candy Dash for the kids behind the grandstand. Herb Shannon in the 32 Ford out in that number 1 position. Frank Schickel Sr. in the 55 Chevy in that second spot. Eddie Gray in the 57 Chevy side by side for the second position. Ron Wilson in that 34 Plymouth back in that 4th spot. Side by side for that second position on a turn number 4. 2 down this time by 2 laps remaining. Eddie Gray taking over that number 2 position. Frank Schickel Sr. back to that 3rd spot. There goes Frank to the high side of turn number 4. White flag this time by 1 lap remaining. Herb Shannon, your leader in the 32. Eddie Gray in the 151 in that 2nd spot. Frank Schickel Sr. in the 35 in the number 3 position. Ron Wilson in the 34 in that 4th spot. And this time on a turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Herb Shannon. Okay, a special grudge race right now. Promoter, Peoria Speedway owner Sherry Hamilton against her friend Gary Fenwick. Sherry Hamilton in the 289G, Gary Fenwick in the 42. Okay, your opinion. Who thinks Gary Fenwick's going to win in the 42? Let us hear it. How about Sherry Hamilton in the 289? Okay, 5 laps, drivers. You got 5 laps or more. Okay, Gary Fenwick in the 42, Sherry Hamilton in the 289, 5 laps of distance in our grudge race. Side by side into turn number 1. Gary Fenwick up to the high side at turn number 2. Sherry Hamilton taking over the number 1 position. Uh-oh, Sherry going to the high side. Here comes Gary to the low side. One down this time by. Sherry holding on to the number one position. Gary right behind her in that second spot. Here they come on a turn number 4. 2 down this time by. 3 laps remaining. Whoa, kind of running one up and down to the inside there. Sherry holding on to the number 1 position. Gary Fenwick right behind her in that second spot. There goes Gary to the high side. Now down to the bottom. Sherry's blocking. That's what she's doing. 3 down this time by. 2 laps remaining. Sherry's still in the number 1 position. Gary in that second spot. This time by the wave of the white flag with 1 lap to go. Bumper to bumper down in turn number 1. Sherry Hamilton holding on to the number 1 position. Gary Fenwick in that second spot. It's now or never for the 42. This time out of turn number 4. Don't wave it, Chucky! Oh, no! Chucky. Get the green flag back up. Get the green flag back up. Okay, here we go. The race is going on. Chucky forgot the rules. Keep them going. The race is still on. Drivers, they don't know what's going on. I think she gave up. Hey, Gary, Sherry, they want you to go the other way around the track for 5 laps. Okay, here we go. We're going the other way for 5 laps. Go, drivers! They didn't know they was going to do this one. This is kind of a surprise. Sherry's holding on to the number 1 position. Gary's right behind her. Uh-oh, here comes Gary to the high side. Look at Sherry dive down in there to number 2. No, let's see, that would be number 3 turn. This would be number 4 going the other way. Sherry in the lead. Gary right behind her. You know what? If Sherry wins this one time, then it's 1-1. We're going to have to run them again the other way. Backwards. No, we can't do the backwards. 2 down this time by. 2 to go. Or 3 down, I guess. Sherry's holding on to that number 1 position. Gary Fenwick right behind her in that second spot. Hey, she getting to look like a pro out there. They're moving now. Woo! Look at them go. White flag this time by. 1 lap to go. Hey, Gary's trying. Look at him, boy. To the high, to the low. Sherry's staying right in the middle. She ain't gonna let him by. Uh-oh, look at this. Gary's pulling one. Here he goes. You better cut him off. Oh, he took her out. Woo! Hey, Sherry's gonna pull this one off. Here they come. Yeah, all right. Okay, it's 1-1. Turn him around. Bring him back the other way. This decides the champion. Okay, guys, it's 1-1. We got 5 laps to go. I think this one's going to be a fly-in start. 5 laps to go. Here we go. Race number 3. It's 1-1. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's hard to believe. Yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag. Okay, here we go. We're going to get them side by side over there on the back straightaway. No, Sherry don't want to be side by side. She wants to win. Okay, here's the green flag. flag for the final 5 laps. Sherry Hamilton in the number 1 position. Gary Fenwick in that 2nd spot. Gary catching up down there in turn number 4. 2 down this time by 3 laps remaining. Sherry still in the number 1 spot. Gary to the high side of the back straightaway, now down to the low side. Closing in on the number 1 position. Wave of the green flag this time by 2 laps remaining. Gary's closing in once again over there on a turn number 2 down the back straightaway. White flag this time by 1 lap remaining. Here comes Gary to the low side. 1 to go. Sherry moving on to that top spot. Gary right behind her. And this time on a turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Sherry Hamilton. Gary Fenwick in the number 2 position. Oh, we will, definitely. We got to give her a plaque, too. Here's your winner. A big round of applause for Sherry Hamilton. Hey, everybody, give Sherry a big round of applause for letting us have all this fun today. Thank you, Sherry, very, very much. That's Sherry's mommy and Sherry's sister with her out there in winner's circle. Sherry, would you like to say something to our nice fans up here? Tell them how proud you are. She just is smiling.
That was just really fun. I've never done that before. And boy, is he going to be sorry later. That's all I can tell him.
Thank you, Sherry. Hope you had a lot of fun. We'll let these guys race another time in the old stock cars, then we're going to bring our street stocks out on the Speedway. Well, here's the old stock cars out on the Speedway. Denny Gray in the number 1 position. Stevie Shannon in the 32 Ford. Ron Wilson back in the 34 Plymouth. Frank Chickle Sr. in the 35 Chevrolet, the 55 Chevrolet. Denny Gray in the old 151 in that number 1 position. That's the old car that Don Bender drove out at the old Mount Holly Speedway way back in 1963. White flag this time by 1 lap remaining. Stevie Shannon in the 32 right behind Denny in that 2nd spot. And this time as they head out of turn number 4. That was a checkered flag. We'll just wave the old checkered flag again. These guys are still racing. Here's your winner on a turn number 4, the 151 of Denny Gray. Ron Wilson in the 34, finishing in that third position. He raced number 1 in our straight stock division. Bo Brockway in the 16B in that number 1 spot. Mike Bosher in that number 2 position. Bo Brockway sideways down in turn number 4. Dave Osborne into 20, into that concrete wall on the back straightaway, yellow flag out. We'll start them all over again. In the number 1 position, Mike Bosher in that second spot. Dave Osborne in that number 3 position, Jimmy Bowen in that 4th spot. Side by side for the number 1 position on a turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Mike Bosher taking over the number 1 position. Bo Brockway in that 2nd spot. Now Jimmy Bowen up to the number 3 position. Waving the green flag this time by, 2 laps remaining. White flag this time by, 1 lap to go. Mike Bosher in the number 1 position, Bo Brockway in that 2nd spot, Jimmy Bowen in the number 3 position. And this time as he heads on a turn number 4, the checkered flag falls for Mike Bosher. Bo Brockway in the number 2 position, Jimmy Bowen in that 3rd spot. Bang. And Dave Osborne in the number 4 position. And your winner, he raced number 1 in our straight stock division, driving car number 23. A big round of applause for Mike Bosher. Our next event, heat race number 2 in our straight stock division. Starting on the front row pole position, driving car number 49 is Stevie Brandt Jr. On the outside of row number 1, driving car number 7K is Kenny Egan. Row number 2 on the inside, and the 7F is James Fleming. On the outside of row number 2 in the 151 is Denny Gray. And starting in that last position, driving car number 90 is John Ferris. Jr. in the number 1 position. Denny Gray in that 2nd spot. Kenny Egan in the number 3 position. John Ferris in that 4th spot. 2 down this time by 2 laps remaining. Jimmy Brand Jr. to the high side of the back straightaway. Denny Gray on the inside. Car spinning down in turn number 4 of the 7.5 of James Fleming. White flag this time, only 1 lap to go. And this time as they head on to turn number 4, the checker flag ball was Stevie Brand Jr. Denny Gray in the number 2 position, Ken Egan in that 3rd spot, and John Ferris in the number 4 position. McKendrick in the DC-30 in the number 1 position. John Rose in the 79 in that 2nd spot. J.R. Henson in the 13 in the number 3 position. Jimmy Heisel in the 61 in that 4th spot. Mark Dorr in the 95 in the number 5 position. Down in turn number 1, 2 down this time by side for that 2nd spot. Now John Rhodes in the number 2 position. J.R. Henson in that 3rd spot. Jimmy Heisel in the number 4 position. And this time on a turn number 4, the checker flag ball for Doug McKendrick. Okay, in the winner's bracket, Doug McKendrick in the DC-30. In this one, we got the 7F James Fleming, the 90 John Ferris, the 151 Denny Gray, the 61 Jimmy Heisel, the 7K of Kenny Egan. Round number 2. The winner advances, the others don't. John Ferris out in that number 1 position. James Fleming in that 2nd spot. Denny Gray in the number 3 position. Side by side for the number 4 position. Jimmy Heisel to the low side. Kenny Egan to the high side. Waving the green flag this time by 2 laps remaining. Denny Gray taking over that number 2 position. James Fleming in that 3rd spot. Jimmy Heisel in the number 4 position. White flag this time by 1 lap remaining. Meisel up to the number 3 position. Kenny Egan in that 4th spot. And this time on a turn number 4, the checker flag ball for John Phillips. In this one, we got the 79 John Rhodes, the 124 Jimmy Bullen, the 16B Bo Brockway, and the 95 of Mark Dorr. Here we go, 4 laps of distance, round number 2 in our street stock division. John Rhodes on to the number 1 position. Bo Brockway in that 2nd spot. Now Jimmy Bullen to the high side at turn 3. Side by side for the number 2 position. Mark Dorr in that number 3 position now. Jim Bullen in that 4th spot. 2 down this time by 2 laps remaining. White flag this time by 1 lap remaining. John Rhodes in the number 1 position. Bo Brockway in that 2nd spot. Mark Dorr in the number 3 position. Jimmy Bullen in that 4th spot. And this time as he heads on a turn number 4, the checker flag ball for John Rhodes. Your winner, round number 2, he racing event driving car 79. A big round of applause for John Rhodes. Okay, this is how it's going to work. This is the final right here for the street stock. If the 49, the 23, or the DC30 wins, it's over. That's the final. If the 90 or the 79, which came out of the loser's bracket, wins, we'll run them again. And one of those guys will have to win 2 times in a row. Junior, the low side, turn number 2, taking over that number 1 spot. Doug McKendrick in the number 2 position. Mike Mosher in that 3rd spot. John Ferris in the number 4 position. Mike Mosher taking over that 2nd spot. They're side by side for the number 3 position. 1 down this time by. Halfway this time by 2 laps remaining. Stevie Brand Jr., Mike Mosher, top 2 position. the back straightaway. Mike Closer in the second spot. John Ferris in the number 3 position. This time on the turn number 4, the checkered flag falls for Stevie Brandt Jr. Here's the winner of our Street Stock Division, King of the Hill, for 2003. A big round of applause for Stevie Brandt Jr. Okay, we got 6 cars entered in our Sportsman Division. We're going to split them up into 2 races. We're going to start at 3 abreast on turn number 4. Glover Jr. in the number 1 position, Kevin Grammer in that second spot, Rick Etherton in the number 3 position. 1 down this time by Kevin Grammer taking over the number 1 spot. Danny Glover Jr. in that second position, Rick Etherton in the number 3 spot. Halfway this time by, 2 laps remaining. Kevin Grammer, your leader on the back straightaway. Danny Glover Jr. is still in that second spot. White flag this time by, 1 lap to go. And this time as they head down to turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Kevin Grammer. Your winner, he race number 1 in our Sportsman Division, driving car number 38. A big round of applause for Kevin Grammer. Okay, here we go. The 42 of Rob Fritsch, the 4S of Justin Smith, the 15 of Stevie Shannon. We're going to start them once again, 3 abreast on a turn number 4. Stevie Shannon in the 15 taking over the number 1 spot. Rob Fritsch in the 42 in the number 2 position. Justin Smith in the 4S in that 3rd position. One down this time by, 3 laps remaining. Here's Stevie Shannon, your leader on the turn number 4, waving the green flag this time by, with 2 laps to go. White flag this time by, 1 lap remaining. Stevie Shannon in the number 1 position, Rob Fritsch in that 2nd spot. Justin Smith in the number 3 position. second position of 22 Rob Witch. In that third spot, the 4S of Justin Smith. Okay, this will be round number 2 in our sportsman division. Danny Glover Jr. in the number 1 position is Rob Witch in the second spot. Alan Etherton in the number 3 position. Justin Smith in that 4th spot. One down this time by. With 3 laps remaining. Ooh, Danny Glover Jr. up to the concrete wall in the number 1 position. Halfway this time by, 2 laps remaining. Alan Etherton in that 3rd spot. Justin Smith in the number 4 position. White flag this time by, 1 lap remaining. And this time, as it hits on the turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Danny Glover Jr. Rob Witch in the number 2 position, Justin Smith in that 3rd spot, and Alan Etherton in the number 4 position. Hey, here's the final King of the Hill in our sportsman division. Kevin Grammer on the inside in the 38, Stevie Shannon in the middle in the 15, Danny Glover Jr. on the high side in the 5. Kevin Grammer or Stevie Shannon, if they win the race, they're the champion. Danny Glover Jr. will have to win 2 times in a row. Okay, here we go. 3 abreast start on a turn number 4 for 4 laps. Kevin Grammer, Stevie Shannon, Danny Glover. Kevin Grammer, Stevie Shannon, side by side in turn number 3. 1 down this time by. Kevin Grammer in the number 1 position. Danny Glover, Stevie Shannon side by side for the number 2 position. Side by side for the number 2 position out of turn number 2. Stevie Shannon on the inside. Danny Glover to the high side. White flag this time by, 1 lap to go. Stevie Shannon in that 2nd spot, Danny Glover in the number 3 position. This time on a turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Kevin Grammer. Stevie Shannon in that 2nd spot, Danny Glover Jr. in the number 3 position. King of the Hill for 2003. In our sportsman division, driving car number 38. A big round of applause for Kevin Grammer. Give our old sprint cars another chance to run a few laps around the track right before we bring our modifieds and late models off to the Speedway. I think that's Pee Wee Undenstock in the car number 18, and it looks like Denny Miles in the 90 sprint car. The old 34 Plymouth is right behind him. Hey, old Pee Wee's getting it on over there in turn number 4 in the 18. Look out there, Denny. I think Denny's playing around with him out there in the 90. L18's got a slight push down in the turns. Oh, no! Oh, shoot! Okay, here we go. He race number 1 in our modified division. Side by side on a turn number 2 for the number 1 position. Bradley Willison at 21 taking over that top spot. Side by side down for the number 2 position. Tony Fisher taking over that second spot. Chuck Morris Jr. in the number 3 position. Mike Johnson in that 4th spot. Halfway this time by, 2 laps remaining. Tony Fisher to the high side at turn number 2 in that number 2 position. Here comes the 22, Chuck Morris Jr. White flag this time by, 1 lap remaining. Pretty darn good finish on that one. Your winner in the 32T is Tony Fisher. Heat number 2 in our modified division. Tommy Duncan in the 32. He's our winner from last year, King of the Hill overall champion. Wally Stodgill in the 11S from up in Butte, Illinois on the outside. Charlie Harmon Jr. in the 60 on the inside. Row number 2, Dan Dozard in the 17D on the outside. Tommy Duncan in the 32 in the number 1 position. Charlie Harmon Jr. in that second spot. Wally Stodgill in the number 3 position. Dan Dozard in that 4th spot. One down, this time by, with 3 laps remaining. Wally Stodgill in an 11S. It's his birthday today, 40 years old. Happy birthday, Wally Stodgill. Halfway this time by, 2 laps remaining. Glenn Duncan's on the judges stand with me. Tommy Duncan in the 32 racing today. Charlie Harmon Jr. in the 2nd spot. Dan Dozard now in the number 3 position. And Wally Stodgill in that 4th spot. And this time on the turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Tommy Duncan. Charlie Harmon Jr. in that 2nd spot. Dan Dozard in the number 3 position. Wally Stodgill in that 4th spot. Okay, in this one, round number 2, the 21 of Bradley Willis, the 22 Chuck Barnes Jr., and the 11S of Wally Stodgill. We're going to start him 3 abreast on a turn number 4. Bradley Willis in the number 1 position. Chuck Barnes Jr. Wally Stodgill side by side for that 2nd spot. One down this time by. Chuck Barnes Jr. in the number 2 position. Wally Stodgill in that 3rd spot. Bradley Willis, your leader on the turn number 2, halfway this time by. Bradley Willis, Chuck Barnes Jr., Wally Stodgill, top 3 positions. This time by the wave of the white flag with 1 lap remaining. Bradley Willis, your leader on the back straightaway. Chuck Barnes Jr. in that 2nd spot. And this time on a turn number 4, the checkered flag falls for Bradley Willis. Chuck Barnes Jr. in that number 2 position. Wally Stodgill in that 3rd spot. Round number 2, heat race number 2, Charlie Harmon Jr. in the 60, Dan Dozard in the 17D, Blake Johnson in the J64. Here we go, 3 abreast on a turn number 4. And Ozark in the number 1 position. Charlie Horner Jr. in that second spot. Frank Johnson back in the number 3 position. And Ozark, your leader on a turn number 4. Halfway this time by. This time by 1 lap remaining. And those are Charlie Horner Jr.'s top 2 position. And this time as he heads on a turn number 4, the checker flag ball for Dan Ozark. Charlie Horner Jr. in the number 2 position. And Frank Johnson in that 3rd spot. And those are your winner, round number 2. Main event in our modified division. This one's for the king of the hill of our modified division. Tony Fisher, the 21, Brad Willis Jr., the 17D, Dan Dozard, the 32, Tommy Duncan. Tony Fisher in the number 1 position, they're side by side for that 2nd spot. 1 down this time by with 3 laps to go. Tommy Duncan back in that number 3 position. Bradley Willis in that 4th spot. Halfway this time by with 2 laps remaining. And Ozark right behind in that 2nd position. Bradley Willis in that 3rd spot. White flag, 1 down, 1 to go. And this time on a turn number 4, the checker flag ball for Tony Fisher. Modified competition, king of the hill. A big round of applause for Tony Fisher. Okay, heat race number 1 in our late model division. Tim Lance on the pole position. In the 48, Frank Schickel Sr. in the 95 on the outside. Keith Wisher in the 18, the inside. Row number 2, Carl Runge on the outside in the C66. Keith Fisher in that number 3 position. 2 down this time. I with 2 laps remaining. Looking back in the number 4 position. White flag this time by 1 lap remaining. Tim Lance in the number 1 position. Frank Chicosine in that second spot. Keith Fisher in the number 3 position. And this time as he heads on the turn number 4, the checker flag call for Tim Lance. Tim Lance, your winner. He raced number 1 in our late model division. Our next event, he raced number 2 in our late model division. In the 9W, Tommy Duncan. In the 80, Tony Monroe. In the 74, Russ Adams. Tony Monroe in the number 1 position. Tommy Duncan in that second spot. Russ Adams in the number 3 position. Tony Monroe, your leader on that turn number 4. White flag this time by 1 lap remaining. Tony Monroe, Tommy Duncan, top 2 position. And this time on a turn number 4, the checker flag calls for Tony Monroe. Tony Monroe, your winner. He raced number 2 in our late model division. Okay, here we go, round 2 in our late model division. Okay, Russ Adams in the 74, Tommy Duncan in the 9W. Frank Schickel Sr. in the 95, Keith Wisher in the 18, and Carl Runge in the C66. Tommy Duncan out of that number 1 position. Side by side for that second spot. Yellow flag up for the C66, Carl Runge up in turn number 4. Duncan, your leader out of turn number 4. Frank Sickle Sr. in that second spot. Keith Butcher on the number 3 position. Paul Rucci back in that 4th spot. Russ Adams in the number 5 position. 2 down, this tie by with 2 laps remaining. White flag this time by 1 lap to go. And this time as they head on to turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Tommy Duncan. Frank Chickle Sr. in the number 2 position. Keith Fisher in that 3rd spot. Paul Rucci in the number 4 position. And Russ Adams in that 5th spot. They will take one more winner out of this heat racing event, then we'll have our final in our King of the Hill. Keith Busher in the number 1 position. Frank Chickle Sr. in that 2nd spot. Paul Rucci in the number 3 position. Halfway this time by with 2 laps remaining. White flag this time by 1 lap to go. And this time on a turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Keith Wisher. Frank Chickle Sr. in the number 2 position. Carl Rucci in that 3rd spot. Russ Adams in the number 4 position. Tim Lance in the 48, Tommy Duncan in the 9W, Keith Wisher in the 18, Tony Monroe in the 80 for the final. Position, Tommy Duncan in that 2nd spot. Tony Monroe in that number 3 position. Keith Fisher in that 4th spot. 1 down this time by. Halfway this time by, 2 laps remaining. Against the concrete wall on the back straightaway. Yellow flag out for the 80 of Tony Monroe over on the back straightaway. Here we go, 1 down, 3 to go. King of the Hill in our late model division. Oh, we got 2 down. Halfway. This guy by the way with the white flag. 1 lap remaining. Jim Lance in the number 1 position. Tommy Duncan in that 2nd spot. And Keith Fisher in that 3rd position. And this time as he heads on to turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Tim Lance. Tommy Duncan finishing in that number 2 position and Keith Fisher in that 3rd spot. And your winner of our late model King of the Hill 2003. A big round of applause for Tim Lance. Your winner of our 2003 late model King of the Hill, driving car number 48. A big round of applause for Tim Lance. Junior, number 1 position. Tommy Duncan up to that 2nd spot. Tony Fisher in the number 3 position. This is going to be a good one. 2 down this time by. Tommy Duncan, last year's winner in the number 1 position. Jim Lance right behind him in that 2nd spot. Tony Fisher in the number 3 position. Position. This time on a turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Tommy Duncan. Was different, wasn't it? Wow. Our first repeat winner in our King of the Hill competition in 4 years. How about a big round of applause for Tommy Duncan? Driving Brad Willis's 9W late model. Let's see, Tim Lance finished in the number 2 position. Was it Tony Fisher in the 3rd spot? I think Kevin Grammer in the number 4 position. Steve Brandt Jr. was in the 5th spot, and Dave Rogie in the number 6 position. Give Tommy Duncan a big round of applause, our 2003 King of the Hill, right here at the Peoria Speedway. We got all of our winners over here of our different divisions. Dwayne Hewlett representing the Tri-State Speed Review from down in Good Hope, Illinois. He's going to feature these guys in the next issue of his racing paper. Okay, mechanics heat racing events in our Hornet division. In the 289, Bill Love. In the 77, James Calloway. In the 00, Steve McLeod. In the 68, Mark Cravens. In the 52. In the B27, Donald Grant Jr. Let's see, James Calloway in the 77 in the number 1 position. Mark Cravens in that second spot. Back in the number 3 position is Bill Love in the 289. In the 4th position, Steve McLeod in the 00. In that last place, the B27, Donald Grant Jr. 2 down that time by 2 laps remaining. This time by the wave of the white flag, 1 lap to go. James Calloway in the number 1 spot. Mark Raven still in the number 2 position. Bill Love in that 3rd spot. Steve McLeod in the 4th position. Donald Grant Jr. in the number 5 position. And this time on a turn number 4, the checker flag falls for James Calloway. Mark Cravens in the number 2 position. Bill Love in that 3rd spot. Steve McLeod in the number 4 position. And Donald Grant Jr. finishing in that 5th spot. They give James Calloway a big round of applause, the winner of E-Race number 1 in our Mechanics Hornet division. Heat number 2. In the 25B, Bill Bucco. In the 69X, Brock Brooks. In the 49D, Jeremy Crew. In the 30, Alex Cusick. In the JS7, Danny Montgomery. In the 5, Rick Barth. E-Race number 2 in our Hornet division, Mechanics Racing. Brock Brooks in the 69X in the number 1 position. Hey, we got a battle for that second spot on a turn number 4. Alex Cusick in the number 2 position. Here comes the 5, Rick Bark on a turn number 2. Side by side down the front straightaway for the number 1 5 to the high side, turn number 2. Oh, look out, concrete wall. Still side by side in turn number 3. White flag this time by, 1 lap to go. At the line, the 69X, Brock Brooks in the number 1 position. Now Rick Bork taking over that top spot. Back in that 3rd position, the JS7 of Danny Montgomery. This time out of turn number 4. The checker flag falls for Rick Bork. Rick Bork, your winner. He raced number 2 in our Hornet division. Okay, he raced number 3 in our Hornet division. Driving car number 8 is Sandra Tuckwell. Driving car number 42 is Angela Tuckwell. Driving the 4LJ is Artie. In the 18, Donnie Grant Sr. In the J4, Jeff Massey. In the 16, Michael Harris. Donnie Grant back there in number 5 position. He used to drive back in the 90s, early 90s here at the Speedway in our old Bomber Straight Stock division. Michael Harris, your leader on the front straightaway. Sandra Tuckwell in the number 2 position. Angela Tuckwell in that 3rd spot. Artie in the number 4 position. White flag this time by, 1 lap remaining. Artie up to that number 3 position. Donnie Grant Sr. in that 4th spot. Angela Tuckwell, number 5 position. Look out front straightaway. Michael Harris, your winner in the 16. Sandra Tuckwell in the number 2 position. Artie in that 3rd spot. Angela Tuckwell finishing in the number 4 position. And Donnie Grant Sr. in that 5th spot. Okay, he raced number 1 in our street stock division. Driving car number 61 is Larry Hollinger. On the outside in the 7K, Johnny Miller. Row number 2 on the inside in the 7F is Delbert Rhines. On the outside of row number 2 in the 90 is Richard Ferris. Row number 3 on the inside in the 8H is Danny Osmond. Richard Ferris in the number 1 position. Delbert Rhines in that 2nd spot, now side by side. Top 2 position, Delbert Rhines taking over that number 1 spot. Hey, look at that, Richard Ferris back into the number 1 position. 2 down this time by, 2 laps remaining. Delbert Rhines in that 3rd spot. Danny Osmond in that, Danny Osmond spinning down there in turn number 2. Danny Osmond spinning over in turn number 2, bringing out the yellow flag. Delbert Rhines in the number 3 position. Larry Halliger in that fourth spot. And Danny Oslin in the number 5 position. This time by Richard Ferris in the number 1 position. Number 9 to that second spot, Johnny Miller in the number 3 position. And this time on a turn number 4, the checker flag falls for Richard Ferris. Delvin Ryan's finishing in that number 2 position. Johnny Miller in that 3rd spot. Hey, here's our next event. Race number 2 in our street stock division. Driving car number 3 is Barry Miracle. Driving car DC 30 is Scott Arrett. In the 20, Tom Osborne Sr. In the 16B, Rob Baird. In the car number 2 is David Weil. Everybody at 360. Scott Aaron out of that number 1 position. Rob Baird in the 2nd spot. Tom Osborne Sr. in the number 3 position. Barry Miracle in that 4th spot. And David White in the number 5 position. 2 down this time by, 2 laps remaining. Barry Miracle back up to the number 3 position. Here's your leaders on a turn number 4. White flag this time by. Scott Everett in the number 1 position, right behind him, Rob Baird in the 16B. Barry Miracle back in the number 3 position. And this time as they head on a turn